G'day guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about the Olight Havalot Pro 2 kit. Let's start this off with a bit of controversy. Is it Havalot, as in, you know, pronounce your J's like H's like a fucking Mexican, or is it Javalot, like a javelin that's a lot? I'm not too sure. I've heard it pronounced both ways and no one can really tell me how the fuck you pronounce it. So for now I'm just going to call it Havalot because it gives it more of a, you know, Mexican feel, and tacos are pretty fucking good. I've been using Olight for many years, and if you're not using Olight, you're doing it wrong. In the days before thermal and night vision on the civilian market, if you wanted to hunt foxes at night time, you had to use a white light. And the best white light is Victoria Bitter. No, it's not. It's actually the Olight Havalot. But I've been using them for many years, and it was always the go-to. Now, it seems that white light is kind of not trending anymore because everyone wants to have all these U-Butte night vision scopes, which are usually pretty shit because they're digital, and thermal is becoming very popular because thermal devices are getting smaller, a hell of a lot better in the technology than they were back in the day. Now, if you're an AJ and you have used a Viper or a Viper 2, you know that some thermal devices are quite fucking shit. However, these days they're quite good. But we're not talking about thermals, we're talking about torches. So back to this mumbo jumbo here. Look, in the kit you get the torch, you get 2 filters. I refer to that as a Pressel because that's just what I know it as, but it's just a fucking button pad thing. We've got a weapon clamp, a firearms clamp, whatever you fucking want to call it. Anyway, let's go through all this shit. We have, what color is that? Green filter. And we have a red filter. I found that red filters are quite good for bunny rabbits because they tend to not spook as much when you hit them with a red light as opposed to a white light. Foxes, I think it doesn't really matter to me. I've tried it both ways, and if they're a towy fox, they're just a fucking towy fox. Doesn't matter what color light you put on them. If they've got a light on them, they're gonna run. If they haven't been shot at before, generally they'll just sit still and go, I don't know what that is, and then fucking dead, bang, motherfucker. So here's your little Pressel or your touchpad, whatever you want to call it. So you've got high and low, and they're just, you know, on and off momentary bloody things, and that just goes on the back of the torch. So if we go, oh, look at that, plugs straight on, and then, look, so that's momentary on and off. Like that, all low. So you have the low setting, which is quite cool because on the torch itself, you have to kind of cycle it through. So you can see on the torch there, it tells you, so battery life, and, you know, okay, I've got the low light on, and the low light is also click and hold, and it goes momentary. If you just press it, it stays on. With the high, press it, it stays on, and the torch is going to tell you. Press it stays off, or hold it and then release and it goes off. So you can have that on the side of your firearm, have this mounted on top or underneath or on the side or however bloody hell you want to do it. And then if you don't want that anymore, you just pull it off and now you've got a button on the back and it does the same functions. So that's that. Also on the back there is your charging thing. So there's your little charger. You know, you've run the battery dead because the batteries on Olights, I mean, they're a very powerful torch, but they do chew the batteries a fair bit. So you're out there hunting and you're like, oh no, it's going dead. You're sitting in the ute and you just go fucking bam. And then it's on charge. So that's pretty cool. Here's your little clamp maneuver. So we can just maneuver that on there. And now you've got a clamp, and you clamp that to your, obviously people clamp that to your barrel. I probably wouldn't, particularly if that's not how you've zeroed your gun, because that changes harmonics, which is going to change your point of impact. So don't be an idiot and don't do that. And if you do that, then don't blame the torch for the fact that you missed, because that's a thing. Fuck you, lad. Got some funky stickers. I'm going to assume, because I'm not going to read the instructions, I'm going to assume that's for cable management. Yep, that's for your pressure pad, so spares, which is cool. What else we got? A piece of plastic and the cap off the charging cable and the instructions that I'm not going to read. So it all comes in that handy dandy little kit. Look at that. It is a perfect little thing. As I said, I've used Olight for years. I even own one of these, and Olight reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a review on the Pro 2? I was like, you know what? I've been buying your shit for long enough. It's about time you gave me something. So they gave me that. So yeah, thanks very much, Olight. In the next video that me and Olight do together, they're going to give me a green dot. I mean, they haven't actually agreed to that yet, but I'm just telling you, they're going to give me a green dot and we're going to have a look at one of those because I think you guys want to see it and I want to see it too. So let's do that. Olight, thank you very much. When they sent the torch out to me, you know, they said, hey, we want this video out on the 10th of June. Has to be out on the 10th of June. And then the fucking thing sat at the post office for well and truly over a week. I didn't realise it was there. So I only got it a couple of days ago. So I don't have it out in the boonies, but here you go, me shining it in the shit in my backyard, and you can watch Hunter running around in circles. That's why this video is the way it is, but you all know what a fucking torch looks like. It shines light, and this one goes out a bloody long way. When I used to spotlight a fair bit down in Victoria, we would use Olights, and we would be looking at foxes plus of 500 and 600 metres, and we wouldn't be shooting that far, so yeah, if you can see them, doesn't mean you can shoot them, but with the Olight, you can see them a fucking long way away. So anyway, go and grab yourself a bloody Olight, go and shoot some foxes. I'll see you next video, and hooroo.